Hi everyone, this is Ruben Tip. This video is going to be a little different as I'm going to be trying a painterly slash kind of realistic art style. So as we know, art is super versatile and there are just so many styles that exist, like the jelly style, realism, pixel art, doodles, sketches, and so many more. So today, I decided to try something new and go for seeing how well I could do in a painterly art style. I'm also gonna try my best to explain how you can paint skin to make it look like it has some life to it, because skin, it isn't just one color. It isn't just your skin color and blush. It has blues and purples and cyans. It has all that variability to it. So I'm gonna try my best to explain that as well. So without any further ado, let's get started. So I didn't start with a sketch layer for this, even though in my usual art style, I do. I started with drawing her head and then her neck. And in order to differentiate the head from the neck, I added in some red and peach tones to the baseline of her neck. And then I blended it. After that, I started adding in her facial features. So I drew her eyebrows, I drew her eyes and her nose. Keep in mind that the facial features that I did draw are to be smudged to create that, painterly look. So I roughly painted her hand, and then I'm blending in orange because it's super synonymous with your skin tone and I think it looks great. So I'm blending in orange in the fingertips and the proximal phalanges, I believe, and then also the place where the knuckles form. So I added that and then it looks so better. So in order to simplify what I said before, I'm gonna try my best to explain the part about the fingertips again. If you see carefully, the top part of her fingers, the place where the fingertips are, is lighter as compared to the bottom part, and that creates some sort of dimensionality to her hand. I also added in a darker color from the knuckle portion to the wrist portion of her other hand. For the blush, since I wanted a sunburned kind of look, so I added the blush over her nose as well. To add in some dimensionality, I added in blush to her right cheekbone as well. And it is not blended out, it is comparatively sharper. I also blended in a bright color on the inner corner of her eyes, and I added in some cyans and purples on the top of her eye. To create that smudged look that I was talking about previously, I blended out the sketch a little bit with my brush. Another thing that I did was that I added in this orangish shadow from the nose and I blended it in with the upper portion of the eyes to give her that monolid look. I also added in some peachy colors to the upper lid and lower lid of her eyes, because usually in painterly styles there's some sort of redness or peachiness around the cheeks and eyes area. So at this point I'm hoping it is starting to make a little bit sense. I outlined her eyes and I added in her eyeliner and eyelashes to make it look super clear to your eye. So after I painted a pink color for her tongue, I added in her teeth, and I didn't sweat it that much, I just randomly painted them. Because you're not supposed to sketch each individual teeth because it looks like that person has some really large gaps in their teeth. And I saw a lot of beginner artists doing that. You're just supposed to add in some little gaps in the tooth on the bottom part to show that this is one individual tooth. I hope I'm explaining this well. I am trying my best. I forgot to mention about her eye color, so I added in a super light color first, and then for the irises I added in a dark color, and the irises are not that big in real life, so it isn't really that much of a realistic style because I do add in some cartoonish elements at times. So for the eyebrows, I just followed the flow of the hair and I made thin strokes in the too, right? It's like a finishing touch that you give to your art piece. Now I chose a lemon yellow color and I'm drawing this on a layer for which I chose the add effect to brighten up the glitter way more. I added in tiny hearts in her eyes as the light, and now I'm just seeing what the drawing looks like without rendering and with rendering. Now I'm just adding in some brown shadows to her nose and blending them out in hopes that I could make the nose look way more realistic. I wanted her nose to look like those Dorian noses on the Chinese TikTok pages. And then I also added in some highlights on the inner corners of her eyes, her lips, nose, and then I'm just gonna blend them out and lower the opacity of the layer. I can only wish that my highlighter would look this good in real life. Now in this part, I finally added in the whites of her eyes and fixed her hair a little bit and then just added in some final touches to the piece. I also added in some purple shadows to one side of her face and then just drew the lighting and stars. And here's the final piece. I hope this video helped you in some way. Hope you guys enjoyed it and thanks for watching. How do you guys think I did on this art piece? Let me know in the comments.